We have two stories here. One obviously a marathon runner and one a champion boxer. Pat, how you doing? Will you talk to us a little bit about your career as a boxer?
My career as a boxer, I started late, well, for a boxer, like it was 13, 14. Few bad decisions, I thought, in an All-Ireland final and another on the first year in an All-Ireland final and the following year in the Leinster final. So I said I wasn't having no more of the judges, leaving it to judges. So I kept me weight till the following year, trained extremely hard, kept the weight, weighed in, stopped everyone in Leinster and knocked out the current Irish champion in the All-Ireland semi-finals. I went on to win the All-Ireland that year. Then I went on to win the junior title and the intermediate title, 3 Irish titles in the 1 year.
What age were you when this was?
16.
Okay, so at that stage as a 16-year-old, and you're from the Thai Boxing Club. People are unfamiliar with the club. There was one World Championships where they had 3 quarter-finalists. So the guys you're sparring with, the guys you're fighting with, the guys you're getting coaching from, there's a potential to have a proper boxing career.
It was St. Michael's Boxing Club was one of the strongest clubs in it. Actually has a world champion down there at the moment, Willie Dunhu, and then European champion Joyce. So it's a brilliant boxing club. Dom O'Rourke, like he was like a father figure to me, you know. So it's the right place. Brilliant training.
So you would have had some significant top level sport, and that would have been something that you would have been hoping to continue on with.
Well, I love competing, I love training, everything with me. It wasn't about getting in the ring and entertaining people or entertaining myself or girlfriends or whatever. It was about the training aspect of it. I love training, I love competing. And I just loved it, I just love training.
Yeah.
And the perks of it, I was travelling the world as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
America, Canada, blah, blah. Certain place, but yeah, I've seen a lot of the world through boxing, which I wouldn't have seen with football or tennis or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
then how important was it that you already had established a sporting career before your injury, that afterwards you decided that it was something that you were going to pursue as well?
Well, my brain injury was I partied too hard, you know what I mean? And I ended up in a coma for 3 months. So my rehabilitation didn't start for a good year after, or 2 years after nearly. So like I went through everything. I had the tracheotomy, I had the peg feed. They're asking the consultants that want to turn off the life support. Asked me mother. Do you know what I mean? It was that bad. Both sides of my brain were just there was no activity there at all. So like for instance, I was boxing for Ireland over in Scotland. This was, oh Jesus, sorry for my French. This is about 2003, and I actually boxed. I was boxing. I actually stopped the Scottish champion over there in my first fight, and this was in Edinburgh. But then we drove down a week after and boxed in Glasgow, another international. But they had me down to box the same lad, and there was no way he was going to box me. I could see him. I'm not boxing him. But my friend Jonathan Brady, he was stopped. He was stopped down in Edinburgh, so he couldn't box. If stoppage in boxing is RSCHs, you're out for 28 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't box. Like that's one good protection with the Boxing Association. So my junior championships was the week after, when I came back from the international. So I needed a fight. So I took it on board, and I said that I'll move up the weight and I'll box his boy, do you know what I mean? I moved up nearly 2 weights, which I shouldn't have done. But I'm not making any excuses. But yeah, cut the long story short, I shouldn't have boxed. I was ketting your man easy, do you know what I mean? But I walked in, he just caught me with a mad right hand. He hit me that hard, and this is the truth. I thought I was at home watching Home and Away, and in a boxing ring. And then I just came to my senses. And Liam Walsh, do you know Billy Walsh, the manager of the Irish Boxing Association? It was actually his father, and he was part of the team, and he was the referee in the fight with me, thank God. But when I was on my knees praying, well, I thought I was at home watching Home and Away, but obviously I wasn't. I was in an international fight. So I get up, I just dropped to my knees, I get up, and I I knew I was obviously in a boxing ring, but my head was all over, and my legs were like jelly. That is true, what to say. So Liam was there, he's counting as slow as he possibly can for me to get up, do you know what I mean? I got up at 8 anyway, but then I just seen the towel come out through over. I didn't even let the towel hit the ground. I just kicked it out of the ring. I was disgusted. I never got stopped before in my life, do you know what I mean? So I suppose if I'd known now, if I'd known then what I know now about boxing or about brain injuries, I wouldn't have took that fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just my pride, you know, it's being stubborn.
So were you ruled out for 28 days then and missed the nationals?
No. I would have been only if I had the box on and the fight was stopped.
Okay, so you got up, so that was...
So that was my out clause, that the fight was stopped.
Okay.
So that saved me from missing the championships.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Can you talk to us then about the rehabilitation and the importance that sport plays now on a daily basis? You've got Rio as your target.
Yeah. Well, I loved, like, how would I explain? Right, I came out. I was in the hospital for 4 years. Do you know what I mean? My head was wrecked. I didn't know what path life was going to take. What path was going to take in life. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk, tracheotomy, peg feed. It was just, back then it was hell. So Anya Carroll, my consultant in the Royal Hospital in Donnybrook, she intervened and she asked me would I go on Primetime Investigates. So I went on Primetime and within a week I got the funding to go into the ABI. Do you know what I mean? Before I moved into the acquired brain injury, like I wasn't living, I was only existing. I was like a nomad. So I mean, I had no structure in my life. I didn't even want to be alive. So with the help and the structure of the ABI house, and I'm back training, back going to the gym 2 or 3 days a week. Actually, sorry, I've gone completely off track. It's with the structure of the house, I'm back living, do you know what I mean? And I'm enjoying life. And I'm also competing. I competed in the Leinster Championships in the shot put, and I won gold in that. And I competed in the All-Irelands a few weeks after, and I got bronze. But I was disgusted with that because I was competing with people standing up. But that's how next year you have to be sitting or standing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, I have to be training to keep my mind going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So maybe just go back to that. I remember the Primetime Investigates, and I remember kind of it was news for a week, but then the news disappears and everybody forgets about it again. Yeah. Whereas for you, actually, it changed your life.
Yeah, exactly, it did. Yeah, well, it didn't. That's the truth, because if I didn't, every week I was going into my social worker in Donnybrook and asking, is there funding? No, I keep saying, Pat, same thing, there's no funding. And so I said, Mary, look, there's no point me coming in here every week. I come in once a month. So then that's where Anya Carroll stepped in, do you know what I mean? And she got in contact with Primetime Investigates and asked me, and they came in, Barry Kelly, I remember it well, but they couldn't bring the cameras into Donnybrook because of the privacy of their patients. Yeah. But within a week, when that got broadcasted, like, my social worker got a phone call, there's 120 grand for you to move into acquired brain injury, do you know what I mean? And that's when my life started, on the 22nd of November 2011 when I joined the ABI.
The importance of the structure, that comes because, like all the rest of the stuff that Acquired Brain Injury Ireland do as well, but from your own personal perspective, the desire to compete, that's something that obviously...
I've never lost my drive, do you know what I mean? I drive to mad. Some of the staff are here. Like, I go to the gym 2 or 3 days a week, and I bought a Motomed. It's like a bike. So I do 40, 50 kilometres a night on it. Sometimes I do over nearly 300 kilometres a week. Do you know what I mean? Going over to Axe. Yeah, even yesterday I was in the gym. I was trying to break my own record of doing 5,000 metres on the row machine. I could never get it under 24 minutes, but I did yesterday. And blisters, my hands are in bits. It's just... It's just, I love training. And for me, in my life, I have to train. Do you know what I mean? Like, just because I'm in a wheelchair, my life doesn't stop. And I wouldn't have seen that until I joined the ABI, do you know what I mean? With their support.
Pat, I have to ask you then about like, are you happy now to tell your story to people and to almost revisit your life before you had your injury and tell everybody that don't make the same mistakes that I did, and
geez.
also, like, is that something that you're ready to do?
Well, the story is my life is, oh Jesus, I have to start where would I start? Like, I left. You've seen the photographs there when Barry McGuigan and that. Do you know what I mean? That's when I was at my prime. Do you know what I mean? When I was in England and just trained like a madman. Won 3 Irish titles. My biggest mistake in life is not entering. I won the youths, the juniors, and the intermediates, and I should have went senior that year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't go senior. Do you know what I mean? I thought I was missing out on the women, the drinks, and the crack, blah blah. So I just didn't. So that was the biggest mistake in my life. You know. So then it is sorry laughing at it now, but I can't laugh now because I'm sitting in the. Like, people ask me where my higher power is. I'm sitting in it. You know. So, but yeah, no.
So how realistic is Rio?
What?
How realistic a chance is it to get to Rio, do you think?
Well, Rio, I'd say, as I said last year for the All-Irelands, I was disgusted. Like, it's not a level playing field, you know what I mean?
Doesn't sound like it.
You compete with people standing up. So this year, like, that's gone. You're either sitting in the chair, throwing, or you're standing. So with my, like, you have to work to your strengths, and I'm my upper body is I've great strength. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying I'm guaranteed, but I'm putting myself 90% to Rio. Yeah, to book the ticket.
If I could ask Pascal maybe to tell us a bit about his story. Pascal, as far as I know, you suffered a stroke as a young man.
Hi, I'm Pascal Sergysels, and I'm 45 years old. I had a brain injury in 1993. I was 25. I began jogging after my stroke to lose weight in 1997. Now I run marathon, and it's a real passion. And on my best marathon, I do 2 hours and 59 minutes and 40 seconds, and I'm proud of it.
Hi, I'm Delphine Seb. I'm neuropsychologist from Labraise in Brussels, and I help Pascal each week in his jogging organization. His testimony will be presented now in this short video. So.
I'm just going to read Pascal's script while the video plays. Hello, I am Pascal Sergysels. I am 45 years old. Today I would like to tell you how important jogging has become in my life since having a stroke. Due to my memory problems, I have decided to read my testimony to you to ensure I won't forget anything that I want to tell you. To start off, here is some information about my life. I had a stroke in 1993 at the age of 25 when I was studying marketing at ISEC in Brussels. After my accident, I spent a long time in hospital and followed a rehabilitation program. My first thought on getting out of hospital was to look for work. However, even work in a sheltered work centre proved too difficult for me because I was too slow and not productive enough. Indeed, since my accident, I have suffered from difficulties which are invisible to others. These are not apparent when I'm walking along the street or running a marathon, but nevertheless, my accident left me with difficulties I have to face every day. I have very big memory problems. I suffer from slowness, and I find it difficult to get myself organised in daily life. These difficulties make it impossible for me to go back to work, so I had to find other types of activities. So I'm just trying to pace myself with
J'ai alors
Pascal.
dû trouver d'autres types d'activités.
That is when I heard about the day centre, Le Brézh, in Brussels, where I have been going regularly since 1997. Le Brézh is a specialised centre which welcomes head-injured people like me. I go there from Monday to Friday, from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon, and I do all sorts of activities there. For instance, I have been able to set up a diary with a neuropsychologist in order to make up for my memory problems. I'm also writing my life album with her help, so that I can tell my daughter, Carla, aged 10, about my life and my memories. I take part in group activities like board games. I also belong to a drama group which offers activities adapted to my memory problems. We put on performances with the group which I most enjoy. An occupational therapist helps me sort out my laundry. A social assistant gives me financial guidance and helps me manage my accounts. She also liaises between me and my mother, who provides tutorship. Outside Le Brézh, I have managed to become autonomous thanks to assistance I benefit from each week. I live alone in a flat in Brussels, and one morning a week a support educator from Le Brézh comes to my place not only to help me sort my mail and organise my shopping list, but to sort my laundry and manage my medical treatment. I also have a home help who comes once a week to help me with my housework and ironing. My mother also provides tutorship, and that is to say she helps me manage my property and my expenses. But I would also like to mention an activity which has been extremely meaningful to me since my accident: jogging. I hardly did any sport before my accident. I took up jogging in 1997 after my stroke to lose weight that I had put on due to cortisone treatment. A family friend was in a jogging club and gave me the idea. So I then began training in Le Brézh with a coach who helped me manage my rhythm and training sessions. At that time, I even ran the Brussels 20k with him. Since then, I have run quite a few races and I am enrolled in many clubs all around Brussels. Today, I have 4 training sessions per week and I run numerous marathons and trails and quite a lot of other races all year round. It's a real passion. Jogging means a lot to me. Not only did I manage to lose those extra kilos, but it has also brought other positive things to me, such as a social network and a good physical condition. This helps me fight against my high blood pressure. I would even go so far as to say that running, in my opinion, is an excellent antidepressant. But due to my difficulties, I require support so that my jogging organisation goes smoothly. I would like to explain what this involves. I see a neuropsychologist from my support service once a week to help me plan my races, manage my enrolments and my bank transfers, contact clubs and also doctors who specialise in sports. Each session we try to follow the same steps, which helps me organise myself. We start by looking at my diary where I have noted down the races I would like to run. I'm always in the starting blocks. I always have a list of 3 to 4 races to plan ahead for the following weeks. First, we check whether the races take place in or outside Brussels. If it is outside Brussels, we try to find someone who could accompany me, as getting around on my own would be difficult. Then, once we have found a friend in the club who can accompany me, I get enrolled. And the credit transfer for my enrolment is planned with my mother or the day centre social assistant. Sometimes planning races is even more complex when it involves races abroad, because you must anticipate accommodation, travel and expenses there. Nothing is left to chance. Something unpredictable happening there would be very difficult for me to manage. When you are faced with memory problems, a diary is indispensable. I use it to note down all useful information, such as the race venue, the name of the person who will accompany me, the time the race starts, my enrollment number. It is my memory aid. There are also a number of friends in the club network there to help me. People such as Alain Bourdon from Joggins, Didier van der Linden from Sepal, Michel Plasky from Sepal. The club members I socialise with are well aware of my memory and organisation disorders. They help me remember certain information and are always present to accompany me in a race. I also make contacts with them and my neuropsychologist in order to coordinate the schedule. During the meeting, we also discuss the medical aspects linked to sports practice. I have lost sensibility in my legs since my accident. I am therefore less sensitive to body aches, which is rather positive, but also to wounds that require caution. I am less conscious of fatigue, so we have to make sure that I do not run too many long races within a short period of time in order to give me sufficient time to recover. These aspects are examined by the support service, but also by the day centre neurologist and physiotherapist. To conclude, here is some advice I could give head-injured people who wish to take up a sports activity. First of all, follow your passion for sports and go for it. As for me, I benefit from help from a support service for my races, which means that my difficulties are not an obstacle to doing sport. In addition, being surrounded by a network of friends who are well aware of my problems also contributes highly. And as for the rest, all you have to do is train. Thank you for your kind attention.